Chapter 1, Wang Yuche Murder Case. Volume 1, The Mysterious Driver. He was kneeling in a pool of blood, desperately trying to wake a quickly stiffening corpse when he was alerted by the sudden sound of footsteps. He picked up the pistol from the pool of blood and pointed it at the person coming towards him, screaming, "I'll kill you." No matter how many times he pressed the trigger, the rounds didn't budge. The approaching figure mockingly spoke, "Ha ha, what a scene! The great detective Song Lang, actually killing his superior and partner with his very own hands. I can't wait to see the headlines in the newspapers tomorrow." Rage welled up in Song Lang's chest, ready to erupt at a moment's notice. He threw down his gun and rushed towards the criminal that had cornered him. Before Song Lang could even get within reaching distance, the other party suddenly pulled out an iron pipe from behind them and smashed it against Song Lang's head. Song Lang dropped to the ground, fresh blood drenching his temples. The mysterious person dropped the iron pipe onto the floor, the sound crisp and piercing to the ear. "Listen up, from now on, the great detective Song Lang will disappear forever. If I so much as get a whiff of your trail after this, I will hunt you down and strip you of everything that you cherish once more." The unknown figure then laughed and disappeared into the darkness. Chen Shi jolted awake. In the rearview mirror, he saw a face that was drenched in sweat, and he felt like his appearance resembled that of a stranger. Even though he would gladly trade his entire life to forget his past, that blood-stained, tainted night would repeatedly appear in his dreams, tormenting him. He took out a pack of cigarettes from the glove box and shook it, only to find that the packet was already empty, so he threw it back into the glove box with annoyance. "Damn, I've worked up a sweat again." Although it was the beginning of autumn, all autumn was truly unforgiving. When the seasons are changing, if you don't pay attention to the changes in weather, you'll catch a cold. Us drivers are in a profession where we don't have the freedom and luxury to stay in bed for a couple of days. He glanced at the clock and noticed that it was already 2 in the morning, almost time to return home and take a hot shower before getting some sleep. There was a beep from Chen Shi's phone, notifying him of a new request. The passenger who ordered his services was a kilometer away. He looked at the passenger's desired destination and noticed that it was en route to his house. Getting to return home while also making enough money to buy some skewers, why not? He clicked to confirm the order in a practice manner, then started the car. A feminine figure emerged in front of the headlights, so Chen Shi vainly ran a hand through his messy hair that was all over the place. A pair of slender and beautiful snow-white legs elegantly stepped towards the back seat and opened the door. The beauty bent down to enter, and Chen Shi's eyes watched her through the rearview mirror, glancing down him. "She's at least AD. Where are we going, beautiful? Don't speak such useless drivel. Didn't the order already say that we need to go to the Feng Jilin Hotel?" The beauty bluntly complained. After the car started, the beauty took out a pack of cigarettes from her bag. Chen Shi extended 2 fingers towards her, and discourteously declared, "Come on, I forgot to buy cigarettes, and the craving is really hard to bear." The only answer he got was the disdainful look that she shot at him before the beauty rolled her eyes and put the cigarettes back. "I'll say." Chen Shi continued to make conversation when there was nothing more to be said. "You're going to the hotel alone late into the night, and your boyfriend isn't coming to pick you up. That's too irresponsible." "I'm just going to see a friend." Ah, the classic go-to answer. In the night, it wouldn't be good if you were to encounter a bad person. "A bad person?" The beauty sneered. "It's not like the words bad guy are going to be written on their faces." "That's not necessarily true. I'm not bullshitting you. If there truly were a murderer that came into my car, I would be able to tell 9 times out of 10 what their true disposition was." "Oh? Why don't you tell me what a murderer looks like then?" "Oh, murderers? They generally have shifty eyes, have an alert demeanor, and are especially sensitive and irritable. Often, they will avoid talking about their circumstances." The beauty snorted. "You make it sound like you have prior experience with this." Feeling as if they've been chatting for some time now, Chen Shi thickened his skin and asked, "Let's add each other on WeChat, beautiful." "Say what?" "Just trying to get to know you. Why are you acting so guarded?" "Sorry, I don't feel like there's a need to get to know people like you." All right, pretend I didn't say anything," Chen Shi skillfully retracted his advancing troops. After some silence, the beauty pulled out a phone from her bag and glanced at Chen Shi using the rear-view mirror. Then she typed out a message on her phone. "Honey, this driver won't stop talking. So irritating." On the morning of September 11th, around 100 meters from the bridge on Xi'anfu Road, a female body was found next to the river. The deceased was around 25 years old, possessed a slender frame, and had an aesthetically pleasing face. The clothes of the deceased were damaged and torn, and rope marks were left on her neck. The preliminary report prepared by the coroner identified that the cause of death was strangulation from behind. The woman also had sexual activity prior to her death. We then found the satchel that the deceased was carrying around 300 meters downstream. It contained her ID, phone, and other personal items. Upon investigation, it can be confirmed that the 1,000 yuan of cash that the deceased was carrying has been taken. The mobile phone could not be turned on after getting soaked in the river. After it was repaired, the last 2 messages sent by the deceased to her boyfriend were uncovered. The first message was as follows: "Honey, this driver won't stop talking. So irritating." The second message found stated, "Just got off, and I think there's someone following me." The police visited the deceased's boyfriend, who confirmed that he had received the 2 aforementioned texts. Currently, we are trying to contact the Wang Yuche platform to investigate the personal situation of the driver. After the captain of the Criminal Investigation Unit, Lin Qiupu, used a calm tone to read out the case details, those that were silently listening to his speech began to stir. Is it another Wang Yuche driver murder case? Is the quality of Wang Yuche drivers so bad nowadays? I think this shady platform that allows such drivers to be employed should just be banned. Don't blindly jump to conclusions just yet. Currently, there is no evidence to indicate that the murderer is the driver. Using the time of death to infer, the incident happened around 3 in the morning, and the traffic around the bridge was scarce, so the likelihood of the murderer being the driver is very high. Lin Qiupu knocked his hand down on the table a few times, and his subordinates immediately quieted down. Lin Qiupu continued, "Wang Yuche, rape, murder, and a young female. Less than a month after the last Wang Yuche homicide, I did not expect that these words would once again appear in a case file. Once the case is exposed to the public, there will be an enormous social impact, so the superiors are placing great importance and special attention on this case. They've ordered us to solve this case as soon as possible. I will hold off the pressure from the higher-ups and the media. The case will be investigated as normal. As such, all vacations over the next 2 days are cancelled. If you usually sleep for 7 hours, you'll sleep for 5 hours now. Fight for results within the next 48 hours. Does everyone have confidence that they will be able to bring about results?" Typically, these words would be very harsh and strict. However, when they came from Lin Qiupu, they brought with them a compelling and calm aura. Many female police officers who watched the cool and collected Lin Qiupu make his speech had stars in their eyes. As for the male officers, they could only look on at their lovesick female colleagues and sigh. Comparing yourself to others will lead to the death of any joy in your life. We have confidence. The members of the unit answered in harmony. Good, then I'll assign the tasks. Xiao Qi, take people to re-examine the areas of the crime scene. The officers left the meeting room in quick succession. Lin Qiupu was packing up the case files when he suddenly noticed a gaze behind him. His hands paused briefly, then carried on organizing his materials. Without turning his head around, he asked, "You're still not leaving? Why do you always assign me to irrelevant and unimportant tasks like surveying the deceased's interpersonal relationships?" The female officer asked with an aggressive tone. Irrelevant and unimportant? To me, nothing is irrelevant and unimportant. Every task is a necessary component of the investigation. You only need to obey the order. HMPH, what you say sure sounds good. It's the same thing every time. All the dangerous and difficult tasks never get assigned to me. Will I always be the clueless little girl who will never grow up in your eyes? Lin Xiaopu, I trained at the police academy for 4 years to become a successful police officer. Not to just come out and leisurely experience life. Lin Xiaopu finally turned around, meeting her eyes full of questions. His expression softened. Sister, Captain Lin. The female officer suddenly raised her voice. Is it appropriate to address someone in such an intimate manner within the station? She walked to the door and stopped in her tracks briefly. Brother, I will make you recognize my merits through the contributions I make in this case. Watching her back as she left, Lin Xiaopu's face showed a bitter smile. Chapter 2 Lin Dongxue. Lin Dongxue went down to the underground garage out of habit, reminding her that her car was getting repairs done at the mechanics. 2 weeks ago, she crashed her car while she was chasing after a suspect. She violated over a dozen traffic rules in a single breath, so all her points were deducted from her license. She also received severe disciplinary action as she disobeyed orders by acting as she did. Annoyed by the memory, she started walking outside, when all of a sudden, a car honked at her. A police sedan slowed down and rolled up beside her. A smiling face emerged behind the window, which was being slowly rolled down. Dongxue, I'll give you a ride. No need. Lin Dongxue bluntly refused. Fighting with your older brother again? Based on her tone and expression, the clever Xu Xiaodong accurately guessed what her situation was. Why are you acting so unhappy? The Criminal Investigation Unit's captain is your brother by blood. Others can't even hope to develop such a close relationship with the captain, no matter how much they yearn for it. If I were you, I'd be smiling, even in my dreams. Lin Dongxue suddenly stopped and raised her brows, yelling, in everyone's eyes, I am just the captain's little sister. Nobody has ever thought of me as just Lin Dongxue. If you want to be his sister so badly, then go ahead. I wouldn't long for this position in a million years. With that, she hastened her pace and left the garage. I only casually spoke about it. What about the conversation made her so angry? Xu Xiaodong scratched his head in confusion. After passing a few intersections, Lin Dongxue calculated that she was not at risk of running into Xu Xiaodong again, as she had avoided his usual route when leaving the precinct. Lin Dongxue took out her phone and called for a Wang Yuche. The driver seemed to accept the order within seconds, but after waiting for 5 minutes the car icon on the map still hadn't moved. Lin Dongxue dialed the driver. What's going on? I've stood here for 5 minutes already. The driver answered unapologetically, sorry, beautiful. I'm in a bit of a situation here. Would you mind walking over? Forget it. I'm going to call for another car. No, I'll give you a 20% discount, okay? Do you see a beef stew restaurant across the road? I can see it. What about it? There's a little alley next to it. You'll be able to see me once you cross the street. So troublesome. Lin Dongxue hung up and crossed the street and walked into the alleyway. Initially, she had thought that the situation the driver spoke of would be a traffic jam, but there were barely any cars around. There was an uncle on the side who was washing a car, using a hose dragged from a nearby kitchen of a restaurant. It was a red Chang'an Edo. Lin Dongxue verified the license plate and confirmed that this was the Wang Yuche which was meant to pick her up. Lin Dongxue walked over and crossed her arms as she stood next to the driver. The driver was completely oblivious, and complained as he washed the car, this damn sparrow could have pooped anywhere else, but it just had to poop on my beloved car. Lin Dongxue coughed dramatically, and the driver turned around and smiled. Oh, you've arrived? Step right in. Lin Dongxue stared him down angrily. This is the situation that you were going on about. I waited 5 whole minutes on the side of the road, yet you were here washing your car so leisurely. Don't be so petty. It was only 5 minutes. You say it so casually. Even if you were to have wasted just 1 second of someone else's time, let alone 5 minutes, would you be able to compensate for that 1 second? The driver turned around, wearing a sleek smile fitting a middle-aged man who'd walked through countless experiences in his life on his face. Combined with a pair of stern eyes, he argued, if you must say it that way, then I'll have to undergo a little theoretical exchange with you. From the place you were originally standing to our present location, it was merely a straight line with a distance of 50 meters. However, if I were to drive, I would have had to go around the block, meaning I would require at least 10 minutes to get to you. From this perspective, I didn't waste 5 of your minutes. Instead of costing you time, I saved you 5 minutes. With regards to the car wash, it's because I'm a clean freak. There were bird droppings on the windshield, and since I get very uncomfortable when looking at it, it could cause an accident because I wouldn't be able to focus with the droppings in front of me. Would you not say that it's better to wash the car in order to provide better service or to just continue with these hazards? HMPH, all these excuses. Lin Dongxue snorted, even if what you say is true, why didn't you take the initiative to call me earlier instead of causing me to wait for 5 whole minutes? That was my fault. I just so happened to be using my phone at the time. My mother had cerebral thrombosis and had just finished her surgery to remove the blood clots, so the doctor gave me a call. Wouldn't you say that's a call that I had to pick up? Lin Dongxue was speechless. Okay, I get it. Stop playing the sympathy cards and just start the car already. Sitting in the back seat, Lin Dongxue saw the name Chen Shi on the license displayed. Chen Shi adjusted the rear-view mirror a little, and a pair of shifty eyes fell on Lin Dongxue's chest area. He opened his mouth and asked, "Where are we going, beautiful? Are you retarded? Did you not look at the address when you took the order?" "Sorry, I used to drive a taxi, so it's a habit of mine to ask whoever gets into the car just some small talk, but it's all just useless banter either way. Who would want to chat with you? Don't flatter yourself." After a period of silent driving, Lin Dongxue noticed that there were a pair of leering eyes focused on her, making her very unhappy. She patted the shoulder of the driver's seat. "Watch the road, all right? Stop being such a pervert. I'm not staring at you. I'm currently observing you." Lin Dongxue breathed out a laugh. "What exactly are you observing?" "There's an internal fire within your liver. Are you finding that you have insomnia as of late, morning bitterness in the mouth, and a white tongue? Why you know Chinese medicine?" "I know a few things here and there." Chen Shi smiled and took out a pack of cigarettes from the glove box. "Hey, don't smoke in the car. Don't you have any manners? I just wanted to see how many were left, or is that not allowed?" Chen Shi shook the packet and threw it back inside the glove box. "What type of work do you do, beautiful?" "None of your business. Just drive the car. You're a police officer, right?" Lin Dongxue was shocked. She checked her body from head to toe. "I'm wearing casual clothes, so could he possibly have seen my gun?" "Impossible. The gun was hidden behind her jacket the whole time, and the gun belt was also hidden very well." The talkative driver chatted to himself without any prompting. Occupations leave a mark on people. The way you look at people is unlike that of common folk. The look in your eyes is usually present in those working in law enforcement. So, why did you guess that I was a police officer out of any law enforcement profession? Chen Shi smiled. "The place where you got into the car is 2 streets away from the police station. It also just so happened that a few police cars drove out. Hey, can you divulge a little information on what kind of case you guys are currently investigating?" Originally, Lin Dongxue didn't want to tell the truth. Even so, she decided to use this opportunity to retaliate back against this know-it-all, so she boasted, "The Wang Yuche driver homicide." Chen Shi replied without a hint of amazement, "Oh, really? If you need me to cooperate in any way, give me a buzz." "Oh, yeah. Will there be a reward if we provide informative leads?" "You have a lead?" "Not currently, but if there's a generous reward, I could go and investigate a little myself." You make it sound like you can actually investigate cases or something." "It's just cracking a case, it simply requires a little luck. Maybe I'll be fortuitous today." His words made Lin Dongxue very unhappy. She wanted to argue but stopped when her phone rang. A WeChat notification popped up, informing her that Xu Xiaodong added her into a group chat. Every time there was a new case, he would set up a group chat to exchange information and be up to date on any progress. Xu Xiaodong excitedly informed everyone, "I found out who the Wang Yuche driver was on that day." Lin Dongxue showed a face of disdain. "What a show-off." A long message appeared in the chat. Chen Shu, male, 36 years old, a citizen of Wuhan City, driven for 15 years, his license plate number is. Lin Dongxue looked up and saw the dopey smile on the photo of the license displayed. Suddenly, sweat trickled down her back as she pulled out her gun in a panic and pointed it at Chen Shu's head. "I order you to stop the car immediately."